I never heard you say, I'm sorry.
I don't think I used those two words, but I feel that I conveyed my remorse, and if I didn't adequately convey it, then I regret that.
Oh, she regrets that. You know, sometimes Jodi has a way with words. Sometimes she doesn't. Vinnie Politan, to you first. Do you think that maybe Jodi believes that she'll be able to sway the jury who will decide if she's put to death with the way that she acts and the way that she talks?
No jury will ever sentence me to death, AJ. I can hear the quote already in my mind. She's convinced of that. The bottom line, though, is what we're hearing from this jury is that Jodi Arias did herself no favors by staying up on the stand for 18 days, kind of like, you know, fish or house guests. You know, they stay for a certain amount of time. They start to stink up the place.
And, Jane, that's not going to change just because she's shaken up her look and the way she's speaking now, is it?
Listen, in this retrial phase, if it goes back to that and she manages to crawl her way to the witness stand, who knows what she's going to do and how long she's going to stay on. She's going to take that ball and run with it, and she likes attention. I don't even think she cares whether it's going to help her or hurt her. All she wants is more attention. That's why she does these media interviews. She was very, very intent on showing the world, yeah, I'm really good looking, even though I made myself ugly for the trial. Here I am, being a cover girl again. Yeah. You can see I'm good looking.
Yeah, and it comes back to that narcissism again. I mean, it's so fascinating to me how she's getting all dolled up for these TV interviews after she was convicted. I mean, I find that amazing. And in one interview, she did this one with ABC15.com. She gets grilled about whether or not she's sorry and she got caught, or she's sorry that she got caught. And in her interview with KSAZ, that was with reporter Troy Hayden, Jodi gets grilled about not saying the words, I'm sorry, to Travis Alexander's family. Let's watch.
I never heard you say, I'm sorry.
I don't think I used those two words, but I feel that I conveyed my remorse, and if I didn't adequately convey it, then I regret that.
Are you sorry you got caught? You said you couldn't answer that at the time.
Well, I couldn't answer that. I don't know if I would turn myself in. Mm-hmm. I'd like to think that I would, because that would be the right thing to do.
So many people who watched those interviews said that they saw right through Jodi, and that seems to be happening all along, Vinny. But isn't she just a chameleon who basically can change into whatever she thinks that people want to see and hear? And is that even going to fly with another jury at this point?
See, I don't think it works with the next jury, because I think everyone, you know, over the course of 5 months now understands Jodi Arias. And she's a chameleon, but she didn't do a great job of all of it. And that's part of her problem. You know, she's convincing to a certain extent, and then she loses credibility. Like just in those answers, she can't answer a question, and the jury figures that out.
Yeah, and I found that, you know, this transformation so stunning as we've been watching these images side by side, but it's really not just that visual change, Jane. She's so cavalier in these interviews. There's not been any hand-wringing, no sweating from what we can see anyway. She's just cool as a cucumber, isn't she?
Well, listen, I spoke to Amy Murphy, the woman who did that interview with Jodi Arias, and she said she came away absolutely convinced that Jodi Arias is seriously mentally ill. And I really don't understand why the defense has not tried to play that up. They've downplayed it. In fact, they argued with the prosecution, which said Jodi Arias has borderline personality disorder. Why? Why? That's the only thing that can, in some way, shape, or form, explain her completely insane behavior, her evil behavior. She's not there. And that's what everybody who spends time up close and personal with her comes away with saying. She's nuts.
And we will still have plenty of time to examine her future behavior as all of this continues. But there's another trial that's going on. This one's in Florida, and it really has some pretty haunting similarities to the Jodi Arias case. A woman accused of killing her boyfriend. This is number 2 on our Showbiz Countdown of today's Justice Shockers. 48-year-old Caryn Kelley accused of shooting and killing her boyfriend, Philip Petros. Now, this happened nearly 2 years ago. And after she shot him, she made a frantic call to 911. Listen.
Oh, my God. What's going on in the house? My boyfriend just died. He needs an ambulance. 911.
Well, we all recall how Jodi Arias kept changing her story, and Caryn Kelley has given, are you ready for this, 5 different reasons for this shooting, including claiming that she killed him in self-defense, that it was an accidental shooting, she thought it was an intruder, he shot himself, and she was only trying to protect her home. Vinny, like Jodi, like Caryn, is that how you're seeing this?
Yeah, that's a big problem. I mean, there should be one story only, the truth, and that's what the jury wants to hear. So anytime you've got someone, two people in a house, one person comes out alive, the other one doesn't, and the person who comes out alive tells more than one story, huge problem for the defendant.
Remember how Travis Alexander's friends, by the way, suggested that it might have been Jody who was responsible when they called 911 after finding him dead? In this case, Caryn Kelley actually seemed to implicate herself when she called 911. Listen.
Just get somebody here quick. He was shot in the head with a gun.
Listen to me. Did he shoot himself, yes or no?
No, it was like
Who shot him?
a self-defense thing, and then it was an accident. It was an accident.
Did you have the gun?
I did, but it was an accident.
Okay. I understand it's an accident. Where's the gun now?
On the floor in my bedroom.
Okay, where are you?
In my bedroom with him. My baby, come on, baby. Stay with me. Come on, honey. Come on. Oh, my God. He put a gun to his head, and he goes, just let me do it. He was joking. But boom, it went off.
I mean, the drama that is just packed into that phone call. Jane, you heard that. There she is. Now she's charged with manslaughter. When you hear that, against the backdrop of the multiple reasons she's given for him being killed, any chance she's getting off in your mind?
I see a big factor that was not a factor in the Jodi Arias case: alcohol. You can hardly understand what she's saying. The 911 call, because she sounds very, very drunk, and that's why somebody would change their story 3 times during one conversation, because she is quite possibly in a blackout. So that could be a factor in the deliberations. After Casey Anthony, I'll never say there's no chance of somebody getting off.
Yeah, no, and Vinny, I'm sure he agrees with you immediately on that, but with what we know, Vinny, can you even imagine her getting off on this?
It's difficult. It's really, really difficult when you have more than one story. You've got the 911 call, plus you've got the videotape, the cell phone tape on her front lawn as well. None of that paints a great picture for her, but ultimately it's up to the men and women of the jury. Do they buy into the defense theory? Do they have a reasonable doubt that something else could have happened? Right. It's a tough case, but it's not a murder case. That's what we have to remember.
No question, though, it is one to watch.